lights, cameras, action. Now let's engage in the dialogue. Let me browse through your mind like a catalog. Conscious metaphysics, allow me to break down the specifics. Educate, motivate. If you don't feel free, you can liberate. An LLC is what I'm building, the #1 podcast in the building. So let me slide on up in the Bentley truck in my Versace shirts. They can't get enough of this deep conversation, expansion, elevation. I'll send you a link you can tap in. It ain't quite what I used to do back then. Now I get it on the front and the back end. Multiple money streams keep coming in. Enlighten, empower, evolve. Enlighten, empower, evolve. Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryon Smith, and welcome to Enlighten, Empowered, Evolved. I believe everybody's doing well, and everything is unfolding perfectly. I'm excited yet again, and you know why? Because I love engaging in high vibrational, positive dialogues with people from around the world, and today is no exception. I have an amazing guest, Zolita Grant. And before she tells you anything, I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. So listen up. You don't want to miss any of this. So Zolita has been involved with human development for over 40 years. She graduated from UC Berkeley in 1971 with a BA in psychology and got her MSW from UTEP in 1979. She had the privilege of managing 2 nonprofits, a YMCA in El Paso, Texas, and a drug and alcohol program in Bellefontaine, Ohio. Other than a short period of time as a drug and alcohol corporate trainer, her entire professional life has been private practice. She worked for over 35 years as a psychotherapist, specializing in hypnosis, and for the last 12 years, she has been a success coach. Her desire to serve both her peers and the general public led her to help form the Colorado Associations of Psychotherapists. She served as the president for 6 years. She also served as vice president of the American Council of Hypnotists for 21 years. She offers certifications as hypnosis and coaching professionals and products for them and the general public. Her 6-figure success coaching training is being done 1-to-1 in 2023. And then it has her contact, which I will put up after this. How are you doing, Zolita?
Amazing. Definitely, I'm down with all of the things of your platform. Enlightenment, involving, people generating into the best version of who they can be.
Wow, that's very powerful. And, I'm just so thankful that you have decided to spend some of your time here with me today, because I believe that time is one of our most greatest assets. And we only have a certain amount of it. And for you to choose to spend a segment of your time here with us, I appreciate it very much. And I just want to thank you again. Your bio here is so amazing, and I don't even know where to begin. So you've been involved in human development for over 40 years. Let's just start there. How did that, if you could give us just a brief insight of how did that start, you working in human development?
I grew up around Berkeley, California in the 1960s. And so I was exposed to the consciousness movement, the women's movement, the anti-war movement. So all of those things really had to do with leaving the ordinary paradigm. Our generation said, hell no, we won't go.
Right.
So that meant we jumped off of the ordinary reality bandwagon.
Amazing.
And it was all about exploring enlightenment and wanting to evolve and wanting to become as conscious as you possibly could be.
Right, not being put in a box, but you wanted to yes, the 60s, and I've had the honor and the privilege to be able to have looked in on some of that, and some of the material and pictures, and being told by other people. So amazing. Wow. So, and you graduated from UC Berkeley in 1971, and that year stands out to me because that was the year that I was born. So 1971, that's my year right there. What And you graduated with a BA in psychology. What made you want to take up psychology? You just have always been
But
interested in the human mind, or
like most people, I came from troubled family
right?
and wanted to learn how to have a good, healthy family myself. You know, my actual real desire was to be an anthropologist and to be the new Margaret Mead. But the
Wow,
reality was there were no jobs for anthropologists in the world. And so my advisor said, go ahead and finish that psychology degree. And
wow,
that was good advice.
amazing, amazing. That's so amazing. And also, I'm gonna keep, excuse me for looking down, but I'm gonna keep looking at your amazing bio here. And you also manage two nonprofits, the YMCA and an alcohol program in Bellefontaine, Ohio. Let's give a little bit of brief about that. What made you decide to work with the YMCA and the alcohol
So,
and drug program?
so I went to Canada because of the Vietnam War.
Right. Oh,
I
wow.
came back during the amnesty,
Okay.
which was also the bicentennial year. I took a See America tour on a Greyhound bus, went to Independence Hall on the 4th of July, and joined the U.S. Army.
Wow, you joined the army. Wow, because I didn't see it in here. What did you do in the army? If you don't mind me asking.
I worked in military intelligence.
Oh, wow.
And I basically, it was the only time America was not at war under Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. I remember Jimmy Carter. Loved him.
He was a really wonderful man.
Yeah, he
And
was.
I married
Peanuts.
someone in the Army who was from Ohio and went back to Ohio with them after I got out of the Army.
Wow.
That's how I got into Ohio.
Wow. And you working with these amazing organizations just tells me that you have the spirit about yourself that you want to help others, and that's amazing.
So, are you into astrology at all?
Uh, I can't say per se, but I am definitely open to it, and I do dabble with looking at things, and I have talked to people.
So,
But
I have
go
the moon
ahead, I
in
want to hear.
Aquarius. I have the moon in Aquarius in the ninth house, which is a house of spiritual journeys. And the
Right.
moon in Aquarius, Aquarius energy is all about bringing everyone together so we all rise when we all rise.
Wow, that sounds fabulous. Yes, yes, yes. And you have worked for over 35 years as a psychotherapist, specializing in hypnosis. Elaborate a little bit about that. Um, you can tell us how you got into it, but basically, um, you know, what kind of things have you done while doing this? I mean,
So I really paid my dues in therapy. I worked in residential treatment with adolescents.
right,
I worked in domestic violence.
right,
I finally got to the point where I did drug and alcohol. I finally got to the point where I had a private practice of people I really genuinely loved that were on the road to personal growth and development.
right.
At a certain point, though, therapy no longer worked for me because therapy says something is wrong with the client.
Right.
And
Wow.
I
Never looked at
needed
it that way.
and I needed to switch to coaching, which is how do we bring out the best in the client?
Wow. Amazing.
So I
So that
became a coach.
wow, that's amazing how um You followed, I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, you followed your intuition and your own vibe to transcend from, like you said, what did you say that you were doing before therapists
Yes.
into coaching? Because to
Yeah.
you, therapy and therapists meant that something was wrong, and you wanted to vacate anything that made you feel that way, that something is wrong, other than, yes, that's so amazing. And I appreciate that perspective too, because that um, is not only good for whoever's watching, but myself too, to because life is about perspectives, and sometimes we could be looking from a wrong. I don't really think it's anything wrong, but I don't really want to use the word wrong is what I'm saying, but different ways of,
Disempowering.
yeah, there's power in different ways of looking at things,
Yes.
make you feel different ways and open up things, just like the way you said that. I wouldn't necessarily say I was wrong for thinking therapist meant that something was wrong with you, but at the same time, the way you put it, I can see it now.
So
Like,
here's
wow.
here's another thing to think about. If you have a therapist, we all need help. I have a spiritual coach and I have a
Exactly.
business coach. Okay. We all need help and support in our lives. But
Right.
if we go to therapy, we have a little bit of shame and embarrassment because we're in
Right.
therapy.
Therapy.
If
Right.
we have a coach, we have now joined the Hollywood elites, the
Right.
Super Bowl winners,
Right.
the Olympic champions.
Right.
Having a coach is elevating,
Yes. It's,
empowering.
yeah, it's, yes. And let me add a little to that. Therapy looks like it's synonymous with help. Coaching is synonymous with assistance to me,
Yes, and growth
and
and
growth.
growth.
Yes. And there's
Yes.
nothing wrong with the word help. I'm not trying to
No,
say that,
no,
but I'm just
no, of
saying
course not.
it takes you from uh, a victim mentality to, you know, just reinforcing who you are and building on what you have. And it's all
It
about
matches your platform. It matches your platform because coaching empowers and
right.
lifts up
Yeah. And
to the
enlightens.
very next verse and enlightens. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why it's no coincidence that you're here. Amazing. And I just, wow, success coach and hip
So the
hip.
reason I add the word success
Right.
is because I learned hypnosis when I was 16 and weighed
Excuse me.
265 pounds.
Wow.
Today I weigh 125.
Wow.
So I learned hypnosis with the help of my grandmother from books we took out of the Berkeley Library.
Right.
And we hypnotized me to lose 155 pounds in a year. That changed my life.
So that is so amazing. So I want to ask you, you can help others do the same.
I can.
You hear
It's
that,
all
everyone?
about your mindset.
You want to lose weight, and I can't speak for everyone, but I know a lot of people in this world that do want to lose weight. So make sure you contact Zolita and seek her assistance and let her help you. And the best investment that you can ever invest in is yourself. There's
Absolutely.
nothing about, oh, I can't do this, or it's too much this and that research. No, you are the best investment, because without you being healthy, feeling good, looking good about yourself, nothing else really matters. That's
You're
true
absolutely
wealth,
right.
is yourself. And I'm sure Zolita would agree. Yourself, that's your wealth.
You're absolutely right. So this is what I do. I use hypnosis as a tool to
Right.
clear subconscious blocks, to shift the mindset,
Right.
and to help people get success in any area of their life.
Wow. That is amazing. So yeah, one of the questions also that I was going to ask you is how you got to Ohio, but you already answered that, and that's amazing. How can I ask you? And I'm not trying to jump around a bit, but but everything that you have here, it's amazing. So I may jump around a little bit, but how long were you there in Ohio, in
I
Fontaine,
was there. I was
Bellefontaine?
there from January of 1980
Wow,
to March of 82.
wow.
So it's
And
only 2 years.
and you've moved around, it seems like quite a bit. So, and you're settled now. Um, where's your favorite place that you've been, if I might ask?
I really liked Barcelona, Spain.
Oh, Barcelona, Spain. Amazing. And you
Yeah,
spent a while
but
there, or you just went to vacation?
just went there for a few weeks. But the most fantastic place I've ever been is in October. I went to Egypt.
Oh, wow. And you saw the pyramids
Yes,
and you saw the Nile.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
amazing. And a lot
And I
more than
got
that.
to meditate in the temple of Isis on the
Oh,
fall
wow.
equinox. And I got to meditate in the Valley of the Kings on the new moon.
Oh my gosh. That sounds absolutely amazing. And that is, and not just to just jump on the bandwagon, but that is one of my goals. And
Go, go to
is to go to
Egypt. It will
Egypt and
change you.
just feel the you know, just the vibe, just and go to those sacred places, those ancient historical places, and just be there and absorb.
My
I also
spiritual
want to
teacher
go.
calls them portals.
Yes, portals. I also want to visit India as well because
Mm-hmm.
I have read a lot of books by Paramahansa Yogananda,
Oh,
and
me too.
yeah, amazing. And it just,
Yeah,
I know he came from there, but he had a lot of places here in the US that he has temples and stuff. I would like to do that too because they
definitely.
still stand, you
I
know.
think there's one up in Santa Rosa,
Right,
Luther Burbank.
right. Yes. Yes. Matter of fact, one of my books has a list of where they all are. Um,
Wow, far
yeah.
out.
Yes, yes. So I need to get back to that book and do that because that would be so amazing to do that. I've always, and not to get off topic, but I've had this thing about visiting, wanting to visit temples like, Sri Lanka and just, other countries, these temples
I
where people
really understand.
that have dedicated their lives to just living, what we consider just a bland life, which really isn't, but it's just amazing. They get it. So it's amazing. Yes. And Tibet and things like that. Yeah. And places like, I don't really say things, but places like that.
You
It's
know,
amazing.
another place you should go that I went to in 2019 is Machu Picchu.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
It's in Peru.
It's in Peru, Machu Picchu. And they have pyramids there too.
Yes.
Yes. Now, what were those people called that built those pyramids?
Incas.
Incas. Yeah, the Inca Indians.
Incas.
That's
Yeah.
right. You know what's so amazing? And now that you see, I just get just goosebumps when I think about all these different cultures that were in um, different countries and continents, and they all built structures that were similar. Wasn't that amazing? You have to think to yourself that they built them because they were in contact with each other, or they just had this vibe that was given to them from the universe. I mean, this message to build those. I mean, you
Yes.
in Mexico and Peru and Guatemala, all these places, they have these pyramid shaped, monuments. And how
Yes.
did they do that? How did they all do it? And they were far away
Yes.
from each other.
The pyramid is one of the first symbols in sacred geometry.
Right, right, right. Exactly. That's amazing to think that. So, what do you have any um projects that you are working on right now, or are you just going with the flow
So,
and just
so I'm
relaxing?
developing a new program
Okay.
that is called soul coaching.
soul coaching. And
Yes.
you're working on it still right now.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to teach it in New Zealand in November.
Amazing.
But this is like, how do you coach the soul to really come into life purpose and destiny for the person? And it's going to have pieces of shamanism and
Yes.
alchemical hypnosis. It's going to work with dream work, past lives. Only I'm going to use a past life technique of moving into portals, because all time is actually simultaneous time.
Right.
We just have created linear.
Right.
In our
Exactly.
mind.
Exactly. And that's just amazing when you even express things like that, that I'm not just baffled or confused. I've been in the realm of, reading a lot of and researching and material that say that same thing. So it's like, I'm just so excited that it's normal language to me now.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So do you know the 100 monkey theory?
No, I'd never heard of that.
Okay, the 100 monkey theory is a theory of consciousness.
Okay.
It was a book written in the 60s, and the idea was based on a real event that happened that anthropologists observed. After World War II, there were these two islands of baboons where a lot of the vegetation had been destroyed, and the islands were outside of physical view, but they were two different, same type of monkeys. So they dumped food on the island, and the monkeys would pick up the food and eat it. And that continued for a lot of days. And then one day, a mommy monkey went to the ocean, washed off the food, and came back. And within 24 hours, all of the monkeys on both islands were washing their food.
That is amazing. Now, how did
these
that happen?
anthropologists wrote this theory that when an idea gets into consciousness, there's a critical mass point, and then everyone in consciousness knows that.
Yes, they were all on the same frequency.
Yes.
Would that be correct to say?
Yes.
They all were received, because we are receivers, and you get on the same frequency. And that's why a lot of times people, I've been encouraging people, because I've been through it myself, to say, hey, that's why it's important to keep yourself on a certain frequency, because when you are on this low, angry or whatever, worried, depressed, whatever it is, human emotions, but whatever frequency you're on and whatever emotions that you're cultivating, that's you're connecting with others that are on that same thing, so it intensifies.
Yes. And we're in the process of moving from third dimensional reality to fifth dimensional reality.
Right.
And the earth of the grid of the earth is more into fifth dimensional reality. Most people aren't.
Right.
Okay. In third dimensional reality, it was all about the law of attraction and thought.
Right.
And that's what you attracted into your life. In fifth dimensional reality, it's the frequency.
Right.
It's the vibration, and the frequency is most affected by emotions and disease.
Right. And I have a and not to get off of you because you're the highlight, but it just inspired me to say this. I have a song that I was inspired by a woman named Ali O'Shea from Ireland, and it's entitled Vibration. And at the beginning of the song, I have a segment from Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks speaking. So I'm going to send you that link so you can check it out and see if some of the things that I say, if you resonate with some of the lyrics that I say in there.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yes. Yeah. Amazing. So I want to, before we conclude this segment, and I would like to talk to you all day long, because I know you are full of wisdom and knowledge and I could just listen to you. But we're just going to give people just a small segment, and hopefully in the future, I can get you back on here.
Sounds great.
But before we go, because I want to hear more about that. Oh, let me ask you really quick. When is that program that you're working on expected? Do you have an expected date?
Yes, it's going to be the 17th through the 20th of November in New Zealand.
And that's called, that program is entitled what?
It'll be a soul coaching program.
Soul
It'll
coaching
train
program.
people to coach people's from the place of the soul.
Amazing. Amazing. You hear that, everyone? If you're interested in that, reach out to Zolita, but she'll be in New Zealand, so better act
But
fast, or you just
I also do one-to-one training, but for sure, I want to invite anyone on Facebook to join the Mindset for Success community because it has a wonderful vibe.
exactly. And that's what I wanted to do before we conclude. Could you give us a few ways, links in
Yes,
which we can
yes.
find you?
So when you think of me, you think of the Mindset for Success. My website is themindsetforsuccess.org. If you go there, you can sign up for my newsletter and get an amazing free download. You Deserve Prosperity. It's a MP3 to transform the mind for prosperity.
Wow.
I have the Mindset for Success Facebook community, which now has 8,600 people and is totally focused on bringing uplifting and inspiring messages into everyone's life every day.
Amazing. Amazing. And I will be sure to incorporate those, physically incorporate those links for people to be able to just click on after they watch this video. When I upload it, it will be in the description right underneath your bio that I will put in there, and they'll have those links, so they'll be able to
Sounds great.
Contact you. And I look forward to maybe seeing. Are you going to upload any segment with anybody when you do that program, or no?
I think definitely there'll be a lot of video information about it. I'm in the process right now of writing the materials.
Oh, okay. That is amazing. Wow. It's such a pleasure and an honor and to have you here today to share with us and share with me. And like I've told people, I've expressed to people plenty of times that this platform is like a school for me as well. Like, it's not just for the other people that are viewing, but as I'm engaging in these dialogues with people, I'm learning so much. And a lot of times I just have to contain myself of how excited, because I love learning. I love it. I love reading. I love learning. And when, people spark, even different variations of what I think I know, that's exciting to me. Any seed, and even if they are explaining something that I don't quite understand at that particular moment, the seed is planted. And I think, yes, it will connect with other information that I receive, and then eventually it'll make sense. Yes. I can, if I can elaborate on that just a bit. When I first read the book entitled The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, I didn't understand it. I read it years ago. I didn't understand it. And now it's like, where I'm elevated to now, it's like, ABC now when I look at it.
Yes, so, definitely consciousness grows and develops.
Right.
And you're definitely affected by who you hang out with.
Wow, you hear that, everyone?
Your head.
Yes, that is amazing what you're saying. And I'm a firm believer of that. That's why my circle has gotten really, really tiny.
But quality.
Yes, exactly. And the people that I have in my close circle now are of quality now. I can tell by the conversations that we engage in now. No more about gossip about other people, but more talking about ideas and travel and, things that elevate, perspectives, solution-based conversation.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yes. Thank you very much, Zolita. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I send you love and appreciation. Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved. If you are interested in being on this podcast and feel you have something to share, you can email me at 333empower@gmail.com. Also, hit the like button, subscribe, whatever platform you're listening or watching this on, YouTube, Spotify, many other platforms that it'll be on. Make sure you subscribe so you can see more content like this. Thank you very much. Love and appreciation to everyone. See you soon.